What is good, guys and girls of YouTube? It's your boy Justin Omoi here with 2 of the 3 of the lights, so kind of different here. These 5 tips, hold on, let me show you my hand. 5 tips could be something that you already knew or something you haven't known, or maybe it's something you need to be reminded of because, I don't know. Number 1, this could be something that people do naturally or don't even think about. Depends, is use different types of mediums to listen to your song. This doesn't have to be while you're still mixing. You could like export the mix and then listen to it. You use closed back headphones, open back headphones, semi-open headphones, speaker, a mono speaker, one speaker like that Bluetooth speaker. Where is it? Like this Archier speaker that I got here. Shout out to them. Bluetooth speaker, car speaker. You can use your own TVs if you want. TV have speakers in them. Even cheap speakers that's like, I don't know, $4 at the thrift store. Old computer speakers. These things will give you different types of ways to listen to your music, because different types of sounds or headphones or speakers, whatever, they have their own type of frequency response when it comes to playing, you know, anything. Some have 2 speakers, others have 4 in different distances. Depends if you're in a car or a Jeep or a limo or whatever. Having different ways to hear your song is going to give you different ways to think about your song and see if it sounds right for you in every other, you know, medium. Yeah, like I said. Number 2, make your sound mono when you're mixing. This is a good technique to do if you want to help build yourself up to a better mix. When you mix a song, it's in stereo, and that is an illusion. What I really mean is that there's 2 separate sides, and that is both playing at the same time in your left side and your right side, thus creating the stereo. But if you use mono, it's basically the left side and the right side combined into one, and then you'll hear the whole thing, and that's basically gonna be played on the left and right side simultaneously. To do this in FL Studio, you can easily take the master's fader and change the stereo separation to 100% mono. If you don't see that option, you'll probably have to drag the mixer box up vertically some, and then that knob will appear. Yeah. Not all speakers are stereo, but not all ways of listening is going to be stereo. Like I said, again, this has just one speaker sound in it. That's gonna have, you know, just one thing. It's gonna have the left and the right combined into one. AKA it's a mono speaker. Also, when you're in mono, you're gonna hear like the truish balance of the vocals in comparison to the beat. You know, maybe the beat has a lot of stereo in it, and if you put it to, you know, 100% merged or mono or whatever, you're gonna hear that the beat's not even that loud compared to the voice. The voice is probably overshadowing it. That's probably a better word to say, right? In that case, you could lower it down to, you know, hear it balance, and then once it's in stereo, it may sound low, but in reality, it's still balanced. It'll still feel good. And speaking of low, number 3, when you're mixing, think about low, less, reduce, rather than boosting. Up, raise it. You have a limit in your mix, and if you boost it, you're going over those limits. If you reduce everything else, that limits, that one signal stays the same, everything goes down. It's better than having this like this and then that signal goes up, because you're working with more space. And eventually, if you were to keep, you know, just boosting things except for lowering the thing that's the problem, you're gonna eventually end up in a compilement. You're gonna be hearing things that you don't want to hear, even though you thought you made it better by boosting something else over the other thing. Others is gonna be, you know, crappy. Not saying boosting is not wrong. Is that the right thing? Hold on, let me redo that. Not saying that boosting is bad. That sounds better, because you could boost up other frequencies in a parametric EQ, but you can also reduce everything down so that boosted is the only thing that's still up. Tip number 4, this is something that's pretty obvious, but rest your ears, because if you end up listening and working with music or listening to anything like headphones, music while you're on the bus or whatever, your ears are going to get fried, or it's going to get to a point where it needs to rest, and you're going to start hearing shit you don't want to hear. And if you do work on songs while your ears are worn out, you're going to wake up the next day and figure out or hear sounds that's like you didn't want in the first place. And it's like, yo, why is it still there? That's because you didn't rest your ears and give it time to, you know, refresh. But yeah, speaking of rest your ears, how about you also not listen to things loudly, because that's gonna damage your ears. Even though, you know, loud is always better, you know what I mean? But if you listen to your mix loud, you're not really gonna capture the lower parts easily. If it was lowered, you'll be able to pick up these things because your ear's gonna have more, I guess you could say, leeway to capture or to notice these smaller things, rather than if everything's large, it's like all in your face, you can't really get the bigger picture. Rather than if it was lowered, you'll see everything. But yeah, rest your ears because, you know, you need the rest. And number 5, this is a little bit biased, but you know what? I'm gonna say it. Don't let other people that's included in the song listen to the song while you're mixing or during the mix. What I mean, if you have a producer, you have an artist, and then you are the mixer, don't mix a song and let the artist hear it while you're mixing it. Or if you have a band or something, don't let any of those people come in and hear it, because they're going to want to prioritize themselves over other sounds. Oh, I don't hear my voice that loud. Well, there's a reason why your voice is not that loud. People don't want to hear you. They'd rather hear the bassist. Let's just say, for example, if you're in school, you're in a group project, you're not going to want to be like, oh, I didn't do any of the work. You're going to be one who wants to stick out the most. Be like, yo, I did that, I drew that, I made this, I made that. And that is cancer, because when you do too much of, I did this, I did that, people will be like, oh shit, okay, you think the world's revolving around you. That's bad. On the contrary, there's people that don't want to do shit and then take all the credit. And that's what a manager kind of is for, or the contract label, or, you know, that's their side of the story. Whereas I go in, oh yeah, don't let those other people come, because they're going to be like, hey, I want my vocals louder. Hey, I want my guitar part louder. People can't hear it. And they don't know what they're talking about, because they're the artist / instrumentalist. All they do is do the performing. You do the mixing. You could let other people that's actually not included in the project overall to listen to it, although, you know, it depends on people if they have like a non-disclosure agreement or, you know, whatever. But if you're a free person, you know, you can let other people in your family, I guess, listen to it, be like, what do you think? Does it sound cool? Yeah, it sounds cool, but I don't like. And then, you know, that can help you out if you want to take that advice. Oh, and if you are the artist, the beat producer, everything, then honestly, I guess you could discipline yourself, but when you understand all these things, like you're the performer, you're the quality mixer, you know all the terms, like, I don't know, I'm not trying to say me, but like me, you would understand the concepts of it. So you're not the artist who's only the artist who writes lyrics and speak. You're also the person who understands decibels, compression, all the DAW terminology and all that crap, you know, etc, etc. So you have that discipline. And if you don't have that discipline, well, there's always, you know, working towards understanding that and so forth. Bonus! Number 6, here is one that some of you guys and girls should do. Leave your shell. Yeah, that's the right way to say it. Leave your outer shell, leave your shell. What I'm trying to say is listen to other artists, other rappers than the ones you usually listen to or like or care about. Listen to people that you dislike that are getting fame, I guess, and if they are worthy of their quality, listen to theirs, see how they sound, see how it differs from the things you do, because if you keep listening to the same artist, or if you make songs and you're inspired by the same artist, you're gonna end up being like the same artist. And same goes for the mixing. If you listen to, I don't know, Drake songs, oh, I like my artist to have like a boosted upper mid, you know, Drake-ish things. I like to downsample my samples to, you know, 44.1, no, 22.0500 kilohertz. If you listen to different genres, you could get different, you know, grasp of, oh, this is how they do their guitars. Maybe I could implement that into my style to make it unique or new. Listen to orchestras. You could see how those instruments are placed. And my God, there's a lot. Like, what, 72 different placements in a concerto or some shit like that? Oh, quartet means 4. Yeah, quartet means 4. And I believe those are the violin, the cello. Don't blow on my dick like a cello. Fiddle. Viola. There we go. Listen to some Haydn. Because if you stick to the same old, you're gonna sound like these same old lame-os, and you're gonna be a lame-o. So yeah, that's 5+1 tips for mixing, and my wrist is hurting. There you go. I don't know if you heard it, but I pulled out my bone and twisted in there. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and if you got any tips that you want to talk about, I don't know, mention it. Thank you for subscribing and supporting your boy. It's your boy Justin Omoi. And with that being said, peace. I'm out.